Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, welcome to Life is Short, Come Back to Allah, where we remind you of the most important truth. Life is short, come back to Allah. Every single one of us is on a journey that leads to one final destination, the hereafter. This dunya, world, is temporary, but what comes after it is eternal, either Jannah, paradise, or Jahannam, hellfire. Our beloved Prophet Muhammad warned us about the signs of the last hour. And today, we will talk about those signs, both major and minor. So, you can prepare yourself before it is too late. If you ever feel lost, if you ever wonder, are we really living in the end times? Then listen carefully, because what you are about to hear will shake your heart. The signs of the last hour, a reality we cannot ignore. Allah has given us clear signs of the coming of the last day. Some of them have already occurred, others are unfolding right before our eyes, and some will happen in the near future. The Prophet said, "The last hour will not come except after 10 major signs appear." And Sahih Muslim. But before we discuss the major signs, let's first look at the minor signs, because they are already happening today. Minor signs of the last hour that have already happened or are happening now. 1. The coming of the final prophet. The greatest sign of all was the coming of Prophet Muhammad, the seal of the prophets. The Prophet said, "I and the last hour have been sent like these two." And he held up his index and middle finger together. Di Bukhari. This means that the Prophet's time was very close to the end of the world. 2. The death of the Prophet. The departure of the Prophet from this world was one of the first minor signs. His death marked the beginning of the countdown to the last day. 3. Widespread ignorance and loss of Islamic knowledge. The Prophet said, "Before the hour, knowledge will be taken away and ignorance will prevail." Bukhari and Muslim. Today, we see people moving away from true Islamic teachings. Many don't even know how to pray correctly. Scholars are dying, and people follow influencers instead of the scholars of Islam. 4. People will compete in building tall buildings. The Prophet said, "You will see the barefoot, naked, destitute shepherds competing in constructing tall buildings." Muslim. Today, we see massive skyscrapers in places where there was once only desert. Countries in the Middle East are racing to build the tallest buildings, exactly as the Prophet foretold. 5. Time will pass quickly. The Prophet said, "The hour will not come until time passes rapidly." Bukhari and Muslim. Today, we feel like time is moving faster. Months feel like weeks, and years feel like days. The barakah, blessing in time, is disappearing. 6. Increase in immorality and open sin. The Prophet warned that modesty would disappear before the hour. Today, haram, sins, are promoted openly, on TV, social media, and even in public places. Things that were once shameful are now considered normal. 7. Widespread corruption and dishonesty. The Prophet said, "There will come a time when people will not care whether their wealth is earned lawfully or unlawfully." Du Bukhari. Bribery, fraud, and cheating are everywhere. Leaders betray their people, and businesses cheat customers. Just as the Prophet warned, major signs of the last hour, the final countdown. Now, let's talk about the 10 major signs. These signs will be massive events that shake the entire world. The Prophet said, "The last hour will not come until you see 10 signs." Muslim. 1. The appearance of the Dajjal, Antichrist. The Dajjal, Antichrist, will come as a great deceiver. He will claim to be God and perform fake miracles. He will bring a false paradise and a false hell to trick people. The believers must not be deceived by him. Ithnun, the return of Prophet Isa, Jesus alayhi salam. Isa alayhi salam will descend from the heavens in Damascus. He will kill the Dajjal and restore justice. He will lead the Muslims in prayer and rule with justice. 3. The emergence of Ya'juj and Ma'juj, Gog and Magog. These are two destructive nations trapped behind a barrier. They will break free and cause chaos on earth. Allah will destroy them with a powerful plague. 4. The smoke, Dukhan. A massive smoke will spread across the earth, causing great suffering. 5. The beast of the earth, Dabat al-Ard. A mysterious beast will emerge, speaking to people and marking them as believers or disbelievers. 6. The sun rising from the west. One day, the sun will rise from the west instead of the east. On this day, no repentance will be accepted. 7. 3 major landslides, one in the east, one in the west, one in Arabia. These will be huge earthquakes that change the land. 8. The fire that will gather the people. A massive fire will emerge and drive people to their final gathering place. The final message. Are you ready? My dear brothers and sisters, these signs are not fairy tales. They are real, and they are happening right before our eyes. The question is, are you prepared? If you see the minor signs happening, then know that the major signs are not far away. The Prophet said, "The hour is nearer to you than the laces of your shoes." This is your wake-up call. Turn back to Allah before it is too late. Pray your 5 daily prayers. Seek forgiveness every day. Stay away from sins. Hold on to the Quran and Sunnah, because when the hour arrives, there will be no second chances. May Allah guide us and protect us from the trials of the end times. Ameen.